Spoiler warning. If you have not seen Season 5 of Game of Thrones, read the books, or the Telltale games, this is your one and only warning. This is Game of Spoils. It's so exciting. And it's episode 3, and we just watched episode 3 of Game of Thrones last night.
Oathbreaker.
Oathbreaker. This is my guest, special guest, Jessica.
Back again?
Yeah, because your first video was such a runaway YouTube hit that I had to have you back. Oh, what do you know? I got burned. Well, nothing in my talking points about dragons.
So unrelated.
We did see.
Well, it didn't show up to save Daenerys yet.
I don't think it is gonna. I think.
But we saw in a preview a dragon flying over, and then Daenerys looked up.
Well,
but clearly she was looking up at the horses.
It might come by, but I think the bear and the sellsword are going to save her. The corpses reminded me of something in that level that they did. I noticed something when Jon Snow was hanging his murderers.
Yes.
All the guys at the wall had a little too much sun, and they were a little too tan for guys living, in this icy, cold, barren wasteland kind of area. But what are you gonna do? The actors are human, right? So they get some sun. But they made Jon Snow intentionally pale because he was dead for a few days or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm the whole season he's gonna look pale, and everyone else will have color and life in their skin. Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Garrett for the Rangers.
Woo! Power Rangers!
Go, Power Rangers!
I don't mind Sam. He means well. He's gotten better.
I think in the previous he was always part of the wall shots. I think in this season he'll play a lesser role.
Because he's out on his own.
I don't think his story really. He probably will show up maybe again or a third time, but I think that's max. That's why they waited so long to show him this episode.
Jon Snow.
Yeah.
I think Sam's just kind of there because they need him to discover how to defeat the White Walkers, and he's going to learn that. And
it's also to show us as much as we're all invested in the different characters and stuff, it's also a tour of the whole world,
the
right?
Country,
and he's an opportunity to show us Old Town and the Citadel, which we haven't ever really seen. We just heard about. There was the Tower of Joy, which Bran watched, and could you were the first one to tell me about that, so could you add any additional information that you might not know about through that scene?
Well, I feel like the show's definitely been alluding that Rhaegar Targaryen wasn't, the terrible person that we were led to believe by Robert Baratheon and Ned Stark kind of in the beginning of the show. He was a rapist, he kidnapped his sister, he's crap, and then we've had Barristan Selmy say he was a nice guy, and
he was crazy, all Targaryens have to be crazy.
And Littlefinger, talking to Sansa in the crypt about what happened, how her first reaction was, and he's like, "Oh well, it's not as
hard trees are
simple."
Scary. Imagine running into that in the dark.
Just a random face in a tree.
Hey, it's me, Brad!
I think that was enough of a setup to show in the future that inside the rest of that flashback. It was also interesting to see how Ned lied about killing Arthur Dayne. It's oh, I know this story. He beats him.
Okay. Oh, we're saying the vow. This is weird.
You're doing it.
It's Oh, speaking of vows ending on death, Jon Snow's dead. He doesn't have to be
His
before the
watch
anymore.
is over. Yeah.
That's pretty badass, though. He like hangs his murderers. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that right off the bat when I saw him die last season. I'm like, if he comes back, he doesn't have to be there anymore. Why the hell would he want to be?
Yeah, his watch is ended with his death, so he can go gallivant the north.
He can go take back Winterfell.
That must be battle. Well, he'd be like the leader of the wildlings and just have an army because they're all a big fan of him.
I think he's a god now. Except for Tormund, Giant Spain.
Tormund, yes.
You see that guy? He's always in like Travelocity commercials or like this hotel commercial.
Really?
He looks exactly how he does with the beard and everything, but
he's
it's
in
an
a
interesting spokesman.
tropical paradise somewhere with a gnome.
Wearing a nice suit. I don't think it's Travelocity. I think it's a hotel.
Oh well.
But I always see that commercial with him in it. Jon Snow shaking my head. It's the second best day of my life. Can't be good. This guy's probably looking for me. Oh, Uncle Duncan!
So those are the uncles.
Dunky! I missed you.
I wonder if Ramsay's gonna kill Rickon.
I don't know. No, he needs him. He needs a Stark. Like if he can't get Sansa, he needs a Stark, right?
I know, but Rickon's like useless. He's like the youngest child.
It's been a long time though. He's older now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I know, but if you kill all the Starks and he's the only one left,
Just before he died,
yeah, I guess.
he's not useless.
spoken to you in confidence. He said the North.
But it doesn't work the same as him having Sansa, because he can marry Sansa.
I know, but
If he just
you
has
know what
him-
it said though. He has to have a Stark to get the stranglehold of power or whatever. Obviously, you prefer Sansa.
Yeah. Because doesn't technically Rickon have
You
more...
can marry Rickon.
Oh god.
Oh, so you're asking me to be executed for breaking my vows? You're the worst uncle ever. I hate you. You know something that's never talked about in... I can't get this way? In the show is... obviously the wall is... it's got strong magic attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And by saying your vows means you can cross through. So... like, even if the wildlings could open the door, they wouldn't be able to pass through. I guess that gate that they were opening, they can, but there's like, how many castles along the wall? 20, 30? There's tons of castles along the wall, and each castle has an entrance. But only a man of the Night's Watch can pass through it, right? Said his vows.
Is that really how it works? I thought the magic was just holding the wall up, because it's like 1 billion feet tall.
Well, that was a problem that Bran and the Reeds had when they got to the wall. They couldn't cross through because they weren't men of the Night's Watch. Samwell Tarly had to help them. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Red wedding. Red wedding. Red wedding. I'm going to end this episode of Game of Spoils. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being on this, Jess. I know it's your favorite thing to do. You look forward to it all.
After every episode.
I can't even finish that thought. So yeah, if you like the video, like and subscribe, YouTube channel, usual stuff. Do it every week, so look forward to next week's episode after this one comes out. Game of Thrones. And that's the end. I'm terrible at ending videos.